I'm Dr. Marnie Ginsberg of Reading Simplified, right there, and I've got a special guest tonight, and we're going to be sharing how to find some free vocabulary resources, and so I'm glad you're here. We've been in the midst of a series about how to help our advanced readers, and when we get to that 4th, 5th, 6th grade reading level for those younger kids, and reading comprehension and vocabulary are their most pressing needs. So we're talking specifically about vocabulary. How many of you have heard of free rice before? This is a free game online, and it tailors the vocabulary instruction to each student's level. So that is a unique thing. So you get differentiation more naturally. So let me show you how it goes. So she's going to participate. So here is the question, so multiple choice, and she is supposed to tell me which word I should pick, and then the word should get progressively more difficult. Okay, so what do you think? Award, it says award means prize, king, sun, ocean, or gem.
I think it means prize.
Okay, we'll go with that. What do you think? And it was correct. It's what it says right here. Award equals prize. Okay, so now the question is robbery means stack, liberty, theft, autumn.
I think it means theft.
Theft. And notice what's happening over here in our bowl. Now she has donated 30 grains of rice. So it's actually literally giving away rice to children, families in need of food, and at the same time she's learning vocabulary. And then the words get progressively harder. So if we were to do this for 10 minutes, she would get to some words that she might not know. Here's Readworks. Now this is mostly a reading and comprehension site, but after the students read the passages, then there are vocabulary options. So you can find content on all sorts of topics. Are you studying anything in science or history?
We're actually studying the 13 colonies.
Okay, that's a good one. Okay, so she's doing the colonies. Let's see what comes up if I type colonies. So this is readworks.org, and here we go. We've got life in the colonies. And notice this one says 5th grade. This one says 4th grade. It also gives you the lexiles. Mostly they look like they're 4th or 5th grade passages. This one goes all the way up to 11th and 12th grade. So you can see how you can differentiate. Yep, thank you. Down here's 3rd grade. So she's a 5th grader. Let's pick a 5th grade passage. Building the English colonies. Okay, so you'll see in Readworks, by the way, this is free. You can, well, I'm not logged in, but let's just log in real fast. Okay, here's the passage. It will read it for the student if needed.
In the 1500s, Spain conquered Mexico and Central and South America. The Spanish accumulated a great fortune in gold and silver from their...
So it's not professionally narrated, it's a computer, but it's still a good backup if your students need that support. But then they would have different activities like this. Look right here, there's the vocabulary. So it's sticking on, you can stick to one theme and then study the vocabulary.
To let my teacher know about this.
She likes the idea. Okay, so up here we have these 3 words. Colony.
Colony.
There, it said it. You can look up the definition right here, the advanced definition, and this is what I really like. All these examples for how the word is used, and you can hear it if you don't know some of the words. Millions of ants can live in one colony. That's really good because it's different than a group of humans living in the colony, like in the American history. And so that's just building up on that word, and then there's the word permanent. Again, you see the same pattern, the definition, the advanced definition, and then lots of examples. And then there's the word settle. So these are words that come from the text after they've read it, and then it has different activities for them to do with that. So I highly recommend Readworks, not just for vocabulary, but also for reading comprehension in general. Now I'm going to go and share a couple of apps. This one is free. This is for multi-syllable word instruction. So it's called Roots to Words, and I've used it with kids with Reading Simplified. Once they get near the top of our streamlined pathway, there's about 12 steps, and they've kind of gotten pretty good at multi-syllable, then this app can be applicable to them. It doesn't have to be just 12 and up. I mean, you can have kids, definitely this young lady could do this app And here we go. Let's see if I can make it a little bigger. Maybe, maybe not. So you can see, if you're studying SPECT, you will build words with SPECT, as in circumspect or spectrum or retrospect. So kids will combine different combinations, learning a root, but then also combining it with different prefixes and suffixes. So that is a fun and free game. It says no bells and whistles, but it's fun to move the little parts around and try to find a word. It can be challenging. I do say some of the times it is hard, so give it to those kids that are advanced or willing to put up with some difficulty. Okay. Yeah, we've got some people. Linda's using Free Rice, and Karen has used Readworks. Yep, she said that. Sorry, I'm repeating myself. And Marge is talking about vocabulary. We'll get to it. You're right, it's not free, but there's a 30-day free trial, so I thought I'd point it out. Another app that I've used for multi-syllable words and more middle school level kids is word Joust. So that's an app that you could look up. Again, it's on the list that you should be receiving if it came to you in Facebook Messenger. Has anyone gotten the PDF? I forgot to check on that. Is my little reading with Simplified Wizard working? Let me know. Remember, if you haven't already heard, we are giving away a book tonight for everyone who shares at least one idea, app, game, book, resource that they use for reading. So we're going to draw randomly from that. Flowcabulary was mentioned. You have done this a couple times. At least maybe I showed it to you when you were younger. And Flowcabulary is not free, but if you find that you like it and can get support from your school, I highly recommend it because it integrates music with word learning and also the multimedia. Yeah, it is super fun, and a lot of the songs are rap and very contemporary music, so I think that most kids would like it. Okay, Joanne, thank you so much. She says yes, she got the PDF, and I bet if it works for one, that should work for most. That's awesome. Anita, right now I'm using eCam. She wants to know what I'm using to do all this technology. eCam Live. It works only for Mac. Okay, back to Flowcabulary. So, but it might go slowly because we've got a lot of technology running at the same time. Hopefully you can hear it. Was that a kind of fun way to learn about sound waves, rarefied? That was a big word. And they would just listen to it again and again, and really those words would just get in them, right? That's a fun one. Who has been using it? Who is on to Flowcabulary? Okay. Yes, Teresa says her kids would love that. Thank you. And Diane's offering some links to free Fluency Passages by grade level. Great, that's similar to Readworks. And Quizlet, yes, that was one that is on our topic. So Jennifer, you're right on point. Because that's on my list too. It's a great program which you can create vocabulary as a review for tests or anything, and you can create anything. So any of your word lists can go on there. So yeah, Quizlets are great, says Tammy. So one of the things that I'd recommended in a previous Facebook Live was to encourage, particularly those advanced readers, if they're reading a lot, keep a little post-it note on the inside of their book and write the a word that they're learning and the page number, and maybe they could turn that list of new words that they're working on into a Quizlet and study it. So that would be an individualized word test that they would be studying, and Quizlet makes it super easy and generally pretty fun. Another one that's similar is called Anki, and this is on a lot of different apps, and it does something very similar. Again, there are things that are already prepared, but you can also make your own, and they're really focused on the right amount of staggering of information. So if you first test something, every couple days, and then you space out the testing and just the right amount so that your memory trace is failing, and then you hear it again, and so you learn it and it sticks, and then you spread out the repetition a little further, and it's very well thought out about how the information is presented to the student at what rate. So Anki is another one. Okay, Wonderopolis, I keep pushing. I love this website. There is a wonder of every day. So today's wonder is, do you have chutzpah? Do you?
Sure.
It takes a lot of chutzpah to sing Annie on without warming up, right? So do you have chutzpah? Have you ever wondered, do you have chutzpah? What is Yiddish? Do people speak Yiddish today? And so then there is a short passage to read. Again, you can listen to it.
Wonder of the day number 2262.
Oh, it starts up here.
Do you have chutzpah? Print
It's highlighting
save as
it.
PDF. Have you ever wondered, do you have chutzpah? What is Yiddish? Do people still speak Yiddish today?
So it's highlighting
Tags.
it as it goes. All right, then they're going to talk about chutzpah and define it. You can see it's a fairly short passage. Actually, it's a little longer than I thought. But the part that relates to today's topic is, check it out. Over here are words that are in the passage. They're the wonder words. And now I'm going to move to probably my favorite. Maybe I should have done this one first. This is kind of a hidden gem. I want everyone to check it out. Please go to textproject.org. It's the work of Elfrieda Hebert. She's a reading researcher, and she's just also put together, based on her research and theory of what kids are needing, she's put together a lot of free resources for you guys. So the first one that I want to point out is she's given you a list of the 4,000 most common word, she calls them word families, like parent, parenting, parentage. That's all one word family. Because if you know parents, you can probably figure out parenting. Okay? So these are, I think they represent about 90% of, if I'm remembering correctly, 90% of K-12 written English. But I do know for a fact that they are, according to her research, they're the 4,000 words that students would need to know if they're going to be a good reader at the end of 4th grade. So it's a great list. You don't know what words to teach. You can kind of quiz your students informally with parts of them and see, are they at the 2,000 word level or the 3,000 word level, and try to give them some words at the upper levels. Also, just reading through it is really instructive to try to get a sense for what is a high frequency word, well beyond just the top 100 fry words. So that's a great resource that you can do a lot of different thinking and planning from. But